The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro, bringing you the biggest headlines from around the world. The shooter who killed 3 children and 3 adults at a school in Tennessee had emotional disorder, according to authorities. Local police said the suspect, identified as Audrey Elizabeth Hale, was under a doctor's care for mental health. They also revealed that the 28-year-old former student at the school purchased 7 guns ahead of the shooting. According to authorities, it appeared that the suspect had some sort of training in the use of firearms. A newly released footage shows officers racing down the hallway into a lounge area where the suspect was shot. Due to the recent shooting, U.S. President Joe Biden has called on Congress to pass an assault weapons ban. Russian forces are moving forward in the eastern Ukrainian city of Bakhmut despite fierce resistance. A Russian-installed leader in Bakhmut claims that they have almost taken full control of a metals plant in the region. His assertion ran counter to Ukrainian and Western descriptions of the situation in the city, which they have said is stabilizing as a Russian offensive falters. Russian-installed leader Denis Pushilin said the bulk of Ukrainian forces had been forced to pull back from the Azov Metals factory on the western side of the Bakhmutka River. Ukraine, meanwhile, says it's aiming to exhaust and inflict heavy losses on Russian forces trying to capture Bakhmut. Ukrainian General Alexander Syrskyi told soldiers in a video that the goal was to eliminate as many Russian forces as possible and create the conditions to be able to begin counter-offensive actions. Moscow sees capturing Bakhmut as vital to its efforts to establish complete control over the Donbas industrial region in eastern Ukraine.
Друзі, зараз ми знаходимося в такий час, коли противник, намагаючись захопити Бахмут, кинув всі свої найкращі підрозділи для того, щоб добитись перемоги. А наша задача знищити як можна більше цих ворогів і створити умови для того, щоб можна було перейти до наступальних дій. Тому треба поставити крапку по тим підрозділам ворога, які стоять перед вами. То, що ви можете це зробити, ви вже доказали. У нас є чого. Ми прагнемо ми до виходу на кордони України. Ми прагнемо того, щоб розбити ворога, щоб він здох здесь, під Бахмутом, на інших ділянках. Ну і головне, щоб ви і надалі так зразково виконували свої завдання, а головне, щоб ви після їх виконання повертались до своїх підрозділів живими і неушкодженими. Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
Star Wars actor Mark Hamill has lent his voice to a Ukrainian mobile application that warns people to take cover whenever Russia unleashes another aerial bombardment on Ukraine. More on that in this report by the Associated Press.
Attention, air raid alert. Proceed to the nearest shelter. Don't be careless. Your overconfidence is your weakness.
After the war started, in a few days, we started working on the air alert app to alert people about the incoming missiles and to save people's lives. And the first 24, 48 hours were so intense that I just cannot compare it to anything. And in 48 hours we had the first version, and in 2 weeks we had 4 more versions of our applications, and in 2 weeks we had, I think, 3 million installations. Now we have something like 10 million installations of this app, so half of adult population of Ukraine uses our app to alert themselves about the incoming aerial threats. This is the states of Ukraine. You can pick any state and then pick a district in the state and then pick some community. So you also can see the map of alerts that are happening right now in Ukraine.
I thought it was interesting because when I spoke with President Zelensky, he did refer to Russia as an evil empire. So I thought, this might have been a fan of the movies, but you know, it's understandable that something that's understood all around the world and is basically a fairy tale about good versus evil is resonant with what's going on in Ukraine. And I have to tell you, seeing the way the country has united and shown such resilience in under such terrible circumstances, it's really inspiring. If the movie can help people get through hard times, so much the better.
Attention, the air alert is over. May the force be with you.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now World. I'm Diego Castro. At least 40 people died in a fire at an immigration detention center in northern Mexico. The fire started after migrants fearing deportation set mattresses ablaze inside the facility as a protest. Authorities identified 28 of the casualties as Guatemalans. The fire, which is considered one of the deadliest events at the Mexican immigration lockup, also left 29 people injured. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un called on his nuclear scientists to increase production of weapons-grade material to make bombs. According to Pyongyang State News Agency, Kim stressed the need to ramp up bomb fuel production. This as the North Korean leader aims to expand his nuclear arsenal exponentially. Scientists briefed Kim on the country's latest nuclear-capable weapons systems and progress in tech for mounting nuclear warheads on missiles. A new study found that enrollment of minority groups will likely stall or decline if race-conscious college admissions were banned. A group called Students for Fair Admissions is suing Harvard and the University of North Carolina. It argued that class-conscious admissions would allow schools to create a diverse student body without focusing on race. But a Georgetown University study found that admissions that consider class would result in lack of representation. Instead, it suggested the need to overhaul the entire process to increase enrollment of underrepresented groups. The court is expected to issue rulings in the cases against Harvard and UNC in the next few months. HamilFam, don't throw away your shot. The multi-awarded musical Hamilton is set to make its Asian debut right here in the Philippines. GMG Productions and the producers of Hamilton announced that the musical will be staged in Manila in September. Hamilton will run at the theater in Soler for a strictly limited season. In an announcement video, actor-playwright Lin-Manuel Miranda expressed his excitement over Hamilton's Asian premiere, acknowledging that a number of Filipinos have been part of the Hamilton Pamilya around the world. And those are the top world headlines of the hour. Join us again at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. Coming right up is Agenda at 8 a.m. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.